Have you ever been caught in an awkward or intense moment where all eyes were on you, waiting to see how you'd react? Now imagine being just 17 years old, attending a charity event, and suddenly being confronted by someone with sharp criticism in front of a crowd. What would you do? Would you freeze, lash out, or stay calm under pressure? This is exactly what happened to Barron Trump at a recent charity event. But it was his response, calm, composed, and wise beyond his years, that left everyone in awe and won the hearts of everyone in the room. Let's dive into the full story. Introduction. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more inspiring stories that showcase moments of leadership, grace, and humanity. Today, we're talking about Barron Trump, a teenager who usually stays out of the spotlight, but recently showed the world a remarkable side of himself. At a high-profile charity gala, an activist confronted Barron with harsh criticism in front of a room full of people. What could have been a tense or even chaotic moment turned into an unforgettable display of composure and kindness. Stay with me as we unpack how Barron's calm and heartfelt response not only silenced the room, but also won the respect of everyone there. The scene is set. It was a beautiful evening in New York City. The ballroom of a luxurious hotel was lit with dazzling chandeliers, and the room buzzed with the chatter of philanthropists, celebrities, and supporters who had gathered for a special cause. The event was a high-profile charity gala aimed at raising funds for underprivileged children. It was a night about hope, unity, and making a difference. Among the notable attendees was Barron Trump, the youngest member of the Trump family, who rarely makes public appearances. Barron had been invited to show his support for the charity, and true to his nature, he was keeping a low profile. Dressed in a classic black tuxedo, he mingled politely with guests and listened attentively to the speakers. But as the night went on, it became clear that not everyone in the room had come with the same intentions. The build-up, a celebratory atmosphere. As the evening progressed, the event flowed smoothly. Heartfelt speeches highlighted the importance of the charity's work, and the audience clapped enthusiastically after each presentation. Barron, seated at a table near the stage, remained calm and attentive, occasionally exchanging a polite smile or nod with those around him. The atmosphere was warm and supportive until a sudden interruption broke the harmony. Out of nowhere, a woman stood up from her table near the back of the room and raised her voice loud enough to stop the entire event. "How can someone from the Trump family talk about helping children when your father's policies hurt so many?" she shouted. The room went silent. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the audience. All eyes turned to the woman, and then to Barron, who was seated just a few feet away. It was a moment no one had expected, and the tension in the room was palpable. The confrontation. All eyes on Barron. For a few seconds, it seemed as though time had frozen. People whispered anxiously, unsure of how the situation would unfold. Some looked at the woman with disapproval, while others turned to Barron, waiting to see how he would respond. But Barron didn't panic. He didn't lash out or ignore the situation. Instead, he calmly stood up, adjusted his suit, and walked toward the stage. His tall frame and quiet confidence immediately commanded the attention of the room. As he approached the microphone, the crowd fell into complete silence. The tension in the air was heavy, but Barron's demeanor remained steady. He leaned slightly into the microphone, his voice clear and composed, and began to speak. Barron's response, a lesson in grace. "Thank you for sharing your thoughts," Barron started, his tone calm yet firm. "I understand your concerns, and I respect your right to voice them. We all must have the opportunity to express what matters to us." His words were simple, but they carried weight. The audience, initially unsure of how he would react, was now hanging on his every word. Barron continued, "But tonight isn't about politics. It's about something bigger than any one of us. It's about helping children who need us the most." He glanced around the room, making eye contact with the audience. "This charity is here to make a real difference in the lives of kids who are struggling, and I think we can all agree that this is a cause worth uniting for, no matter our differences." The crowd erupted into applause, but Barron wasn't done. He looked back at the woman who had spoken out and added, "If you have concerns, I hope we can find a way to have a meaningful conversation about them. But for tonight, let's focus on the children we're here to support." The room reacts from tension to applause. Barron's response changed the energy in the room entirely. The activist who had initially been confrontational, appeared visibly moved by his calm and respectful demeanor. She nodded slightly, her expression softening. The audience, too, was impressed. What had started as a tense moment turned into a collective moment of admiration. People clapped enthusiastically, some even standing to applaud Barron's maturity and grace under pressure. He returned to his seat with a quiet humility, acknowledging the support with a polite nod. But the impact of his words lingered in the room long after he sat down. The aftermath, a viral moment. By the next morning, clips of the incident had gone viral on social media. Headlines praised Barron Trump for his composed and thoughtful response. People from across the political spectrum shared their admiration, commenting on how he had handled the confrontation with wisdom far beyond his years. Hashtags like Not Shring Barron Speaks and Not Grace Under Pressure began trending, with many users calling the moment a lesson in leadership, empathy, and staying focused on what truly matters. Why this moment matters, a universal lesson. This wasn't just a moment at a charity event. It was a demonstration of the power of calmness and kindness in the face of conflict. Barron's ability to stay composed under pressure and respond with empathy instead of defensiveness resonated deeply with people everywhere. It showed that even in the most challenging moments, choosing to focus on common goals rather than divisions can bring people together. It was a reminder that true leadership isn't about being loud. It's about being thoughtful, respectful, and purposeful. What we can learn. Takeaways from Barron's response. So what can we learn from this story? First, staying calm and composed is one of the most powerful ways to handle confrontation. Second, addressing others with respect, no matter how they approach you, can turn a tense moment into an opportunity for connection. Barron Trump's response wasn't rehearsed or calculated. It was genuine. And that's what made it so impactful. His words remind us all that empathy and grace can leave a lasting impression, even in the most unexpected situations. Conclusion, a moment to remember. This story isn't just about Barron Trump. It's about the values we can all strive to embody in our own lives. It's a reminder that even in the face of criticism, we can choose to respond with understanding, focus on what truly matters, and leave a positive impact on those around us. Barron's calm and heartfelt response at the charity event wasn't just a moment of maturity. It was a lesson in leadership that will be remembered for years to come. Outro. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.